All right. Neo98 time. Neo98, $150 to start. Take a look at this, guys. Neo98 starts at 149 bucks. The most expensive variation of this would be if I want to go with some of like the mirrored weights. You can see it jumps up to 179 USD. This doesn't change the price, swapping PCBs, at least not that I see, and then swapping plates doesn't change it either. But it comes with an aluminum plate or a PP plate. It has a bunch of different weight options, being golden, silver, so these are spray coated ones, and then some PVD'd options. Again, the most expensive being that multicolored rainbow, I guess they're calling it dusk PVD'd weight. And then we have different colors being teal, blue, gray, orange, dusty rose, black, and silver. It's kind of surprised to see less options. I'm actually fine with less options here. And then just kind of scrolling down to over here. I mean, we get PORON gasket mounts, silicone and top, which is amazing. I think this is so cool. We get back to using the PORON gasket. Let's just open this bad boy up right now. 150 bucks though, like it's so competitive to start. And then you even get to pick what PCB you want. Like it's just crazy. I guess let's do the board first. Ooh, I can already tell you the color of this looks pretty. Oh, I just love the side bezels on this. Like, this is so my vibe, dude. Yeah, I do wish they offered a few different plates. Because I agree, like, 2 plates is kind of, like, it feels lacking. But I'm also fine with just a plastic and aluminum. Like, I guess if that helps cut cost. Because having more options, having more SKUs does raise the cost, unfortunately. The aesthetic of this is so my style, dude. It's so my style. Just thin side bezels everywhere. A good side profile. I love this little badge on the front here, or this little accent. Oh, dude, this is beautiful. Like, look at these side bezels. It's been a while since I've seen a board with such small side bezels. And if you're into that, you know, like if this is your aesthetic where it's like more minimal, I love this. Love this little badge over here. Like, look at that. That is so classy to me. We have our pogo connectors. It is hidden screw design. Love this color. And then we have this beautiful side profile. Look at this. It is a gorgeous side profile here. Absolutely stunning. And then we have the back, where I guess, yeah, this is considered the back. We have a little peek of kind of our center there with bottom and a top, so you get this thicker seam. And then we have the back over here. I already put a fingerprint on it, my bad, but you guys can, I don't know if there's a protective layer on this. I don't think so, only because it had the plastic on it. As usual, I don't necessarily, well, actually, you know, in this case here, I think this is a lot better from that like compass design they normally did. I don't know. I don't hate this. I know with me, usually with the Neo products, they have that compass design, which I feel like kind of is hit and miss for me. This one here is a little bit more subdued. I feel like this looks cleaner on the board in general. It's much more subdued. However, the more important thing is this piece here just looks stunning. Like this whole board from this angle, it looks great. This looks fantastic. The design language on this is really clean. We have acoustic, little chambers here, or whatever you want to call these. This will help with dispersing sound in different directions. I feel like it makes boards fuller. The only thing some people might complain about is hidden screw design. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's how we're going to keep this board so, like, slim. Other than that, I'm a big fan of this already. This isn't polished. This is PVD'd. I'm going to be real with you guys. This is me being completely biased, okay? This is not Neo. Even on my most well-preserved keyboards, unless I buy some sort of film that goes over this, these get micro abrasions, even from, like, desk pads like this, so easily that I tend to stay away, rather, from PVD. Or even any sort of polished stainless. They're pretty. They get micro abrasions pretty easily, man. And then honestly, I hate looking at them afterwards. If it was up to me, because I know there's different options for this, I would probably end up going for like one of the spray coated weights. They do, it is patina, I suppose, but it looks nice. It looks good. Those weights never talk to me really, but the options are always good, I guess. Some people like them, and that's totally fine. Some people love the weights like this. But again, for me, it's always been one of those things where I tend to scratch them up rather easily on a personal level, so I tend to avoid using them. All right, for plates. Aluminum, and we have our PP. We have some foam here. Oh, we got tons of stabilizers. And then we have our PCB, which we'll take a look at the layout and stuff afterwards. USB-C, keycap puller and a screwdriver, and then we have some other stuff here. Actually, I'm gonna put the feet on now. Which one is the feet? I think this one. It's VIA compatible when wired and JSON is loaded. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that. That is, as with most Neo boards, that's the case. I also really like the Neo font here. That's like more futuristic Neo wording. I actually think that's pretty slick looking. But I like the design language of this keyboard a lot. It's so minimal and classy. But again, I will say, Neo's lineup has always been a bit more classy compared to the rest of the Neo, like the QWERTY keys or Owl Lab lineup, and I think it's my favorite one. Is this taupe gray? This is taupe gray. This looks nice. It's almost a little bit brown in a way. Our PCB, 1.6 mil, pretty standard fare. Hear me out. If they would have just given an option for a solder to give this like the plateless appeal, that would have been such a fun build for today. Yeah, they're only doing hot swap this time around, which again, listen guys, from a pure numbers perspective, it makes sense that they're not going to sell solder. Even Mode, when I spoke to them, they were telling me some stats percentage-wise. I think the number was like 85% of people pick and buy hot swap. But dude, this would have been so awesome as a solder PCB. So you can get a really nice plateless out of this. You probably still can get a plateless out of this. And I would have liked to see a bit more options for the keyboard as well. For our layout here, we are rather limited. I don't think this is changing at all. You can see that we have a 6.25U spacebar. I'm not sure if there was limitations in like mounting style here. I understand that some people do, design things around specific spacebars and specific tolerances with hot swap sockets on the bottom. So for example, you can't have flipped over hot swap sockets on some boards. So I totally understand that. But you don't get many options. We get an option for split left shift, but no ISO, which is interesting. And then we have an option for step caps and regular caps lock, split backspace, which is interesting. And that's it. That are the only options that we have here. This board is a mere 18 millimeters. Actually, it might even be a little smaller. 17.9. 17.9 front height. 17.9 is nice, man. Like, it is nice. Let's do our granite switches. Get you right over here. This is a beautiful, look at this. This is a beautiful piece. I love this. That looks great. I really enjoy looking at like machining like this. Just a hunk of aluminum. Let's see what we got here for mounting. So these are the silicone gaskets, I think. Here are the PORON gaskets. All right, so these little ones go on top here. So I think these just squish in, although I'm not exactly sure. I'm not loving how this fits in, because that'll just fall out. Maybe there's a trick to this I'm just not seeing. Let me get my tweezers out. Yeah, the bottom ones seem really easy. So like these just lay on the bottom here, which makes sense. And that just presses in nicely. But these aren't pressing in as nice. Because it says these should fit securely. I guess that fits. Alright, gotta use tweezers, make it easier. I'm not loving this. I don't like actually putting these on the top. Oh wait, hold on. This has plastic on it somehow. That's probably why. That is probably why this one's not squishing in. There we go. Now it's squished in. Alright, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I don't really love the way they did these PORON gaskets. This seems a bit too finicky. Well, they're not adhesive PORON, they're like pressure fit PORON gaskets. Alright, wish me luck guys, because if some of these fall out, I'm gonna be very sad. So this is gonna sit like this now, and hopefully these don't fall out as I flip this over. Alright, for the most part, that worked out pretty well. Now we can screw this together. We're not using any foam, by the way. Looking good, though. Looking good. I actually, you know what? I gotta say, this keyboard, it looks great. They did a really good job with the aesthetic of this board. The price is crazy on this, too, man. $150 is pretty nuts. looks really good with the granite switches too. Dude, this looks so damn good right now. Olive looks so good on this, man. It looks great. Oh, I don't love this. Is there a little blocker for this that I'm supposed to use? Oh, maybe there was. I totally missed it in this bag. There's a little diffuser. I'll put it on next time we open it. That's my bad. I didn't put it on. I didn't see it was in the other bag full of stuff. We can ignore that for now. I actually really like this little badge to fill the empty space there. You know, I do like this new Neo logo they're putting on. That actually makes it look really cool. That's really nice. All right, so this is the PORON gaskets. We have this with no foam with the aluminum plate with granite switches. That's super solid. And then if you guys want to hear a different space bar, we'll pop one in now too. That is super, super solid. Cherry switch definitely is a bit more of like a bassier sound. I sort of like the granite a bit more, but if you wanted to go for like a deeper sound profile, maybe go with the cherry switches. Deeper and louder. Interesting though. I think the tonality of this board definitely leans a bit heavier. Like, but what I mean by that is it seems to be has a bit of bass, because normally the granite switches are a little bit lighter in sound. They don't normally sound like this. It's actually a bit like toned down, but this is kind of ramping it up. I think the PORON gaskets feel really solid on this too. It feels really good too. Like, this is quite soft with the PORON gaskets. It is very comfortable to type on with this lower front height. I kind of want to try a milky yellow switch. I feel like I'm going to really like a milky yellow spacebar. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like that a little bit more. Oh, that goes perfectly with the alphas. Dude, this is solid. I feel like you can have some fun building this too. I feel like this would slap with foam. Now we can try some different mounting styles here. The only thing I don't love is this is a hidden screw design board, so I have a feeling this will be even deeper sounding with these full gaskets. So typically when you have these really long silicone gaskets, this will be even deeper sounding. Let's see how it looks with the diffuser. Oh yeah, that totally fixed it. My bad, guys. Didn't know that was in the case. It's not super aggressive, I'd say, this little RGB strip. Just to show you guys. It's there. You can turn it off. It's just a little line. I think it's more apparent on this side if you were to kind of look at it from the keyboard side. A simple line of RGB or color. I wouldn't say this is like hyper aggressive on the board. Alright, see what this sounds like now with the alternative gaskets on. It almost has a more like fuller sound in a lot of ways. I think the gaskets had a bit of magic in them though, I'm not gonna lie. This is what I expected though. This is definitely what I expected out of this. I would say this varies quite differently from the PORON though. Do you guys feel the same way? Kind of cool to have like I like when boards offer that at the very least. It's also much stiffer now. Like, this is incredibly stiff compared to the PORON. I will say I think I a little bit more so preferred the PORON gaskets. Let me try the other spacebar again. Let me put back the Granite Switch here. This one. I think the PORON's still #1 for me. It's weird though. I think larger silicone gaskets, I've personally learned that they're just usually not my thing. So I don't know. It definitely varies. Ooh, the Granite Switch on this sounds really good though. Not bad, not bad. Let's try top mount now. Let's try that out. I think PORON for me is definitely it. I think I'm more on the PORON wave here. So this is the top mount. Granite Switches, aluminum plate. Has that nice classic top mount vibe. I'm gonna just use a different switch here for the spacebar. I kind of want to use a cherry for this. The spacebar is a slight bit harsh for some reason on the top mount. I'm gonna go with the cherry switch we tried earlier. I think that might be a good fit here. Much better. This is my favorite one so far. The alphas, look how full the alphas are too. It's super comfy to type on. I think I did like top mount the most. PORON definitely is up there though. Looks fantastic as well, dude. Much better with cherry. Yeah, I think the cherry switch is my favorite. I have a feeling the milky yellow is gonna be too bright as well. Milky yellow is kind of boring on this. To me, I don't really like the milky yellow. The milky yellow, not really my thing on this. What do you guys think though overall? Do you guys like the Neo98? I have no real complaints. I think the only thing, like, if we want to talk about like stuff. So the gaskets, I would say, so PORON. My only complaint here is a bit finicky. Not a real, I would say, good objective complaint here. Well, maybe objective. Bit finicky. Not really like super sold on the way the PORON fits into the top frame. But I do like how all three different mounting styles felt and sound different. So all different, which is a positive to me because sometimes they kind of overlap. I don't love boards that have like tons of different mounting styles and you're like, well, they all kind of feel and sound the same. This definitely had its own distinct sound profiles. I would say that the brighter sound was PORON. So if you want to go with brighter, it's PORON for sure. A bit more flat / bassier was definitely going to be the Silicone. And then I would also personally say the top mount was the most well-rounded, but also had the most like impact. So I'm going to say well-rounded is top. I didn't really care for the super fixed layout, but I understand, as we talked about earlier, I would like to see solder. But I think the big ones here, like the Neo design language, that's a big one for me. I really like how they designed this board. The accent on this is really nice. I can't complain about this. 150 for all this. It's fantastic. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.